Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this is another video about the road back to Scratch Golf. Going to go on the range and show you some swing changes I'm working on, and also a couple tips for to help your kind of mentality of what you're working on with your range time. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please like and subscribe.
So what I'm working on here, as you can kind of see, is I noticed I was getting the club inside and like behind my hands pretty early. This is something I have fought for years, and I kind of just went with it. I hated the way it looked on camera, but I didn't really want to play with something too much just because I didn't like the way it looked, because when I was playing a lot, it was working out okay. So right here, I'm really just trying to keep that club head outside my hands on that takeaway and just get to a better position. And the epiphany that I had, and this is what took me a year of probably thinking about it, was because I couldn't figure out why the club was getting set behind my hands. And when I was trying to fix it, I was over-exaggerating so many things. All I focus on right now is just not setting my wrist early in my swing. Like, I used to basically just cock my wrist too early. And now I just feel like just leave my wrists in plane, don't set them, and just let it set naturally as the swing progresses. And that was a really good swing thought that really helped me. Like, I'm kind of experimenting with it here. And as I hit these shots, I'm going to get more and more comfortable with it. So I started with a sand wedge, and now I'm into an 8-iron. One of the things I really like to do on any range session is I have kind of a set. I'll go sand wedge, 8-iron, 5-iron, 5-wood, driver, and then I'll end by hitting a bunch of like really short wedges, just trying to practice like 30-yard wedges, 50-yard wedges. But that's kind of my routine that I always do. I almost never am just going to start grabbing all the different clubs out of my bag and start hitting them. I kind of hit those clubs because I'm working on mechanics more than anything. And there's a perfect shot. So it leads me to my next piece. Whenever you're working on changing something, like, go to the driving range and know what it is you're trying to do. If you go to the driving range knowing you're going to work on your swing and try and change something, expect to hit the ball poorly at least a few times, but honestly, a lot. It should feel weird and bad. If you go to the range and you're making a big swing change or even a small swing change and it doesn't feel kind of bad, you probably didn't change anything. So that's an important piece to know. Here I am working on the 5-wood. I love this club. I hit this thing so well. This is where it started to kind of come together for me. But going back to a big thing with going to the range, knowing what to expect, making swing changes, don't beat yourself up. You're going to hit it bad. Figure it out. I have a different mentality when I'm just warming up before a round. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just loosening up, and I'm paying attention to kind of how I'm hitting the ball that day. And that's what I'm going to take to the course. I never try to work on anything in a warm-up session. I'm not trying to make any changes on the course. If I'm hitting the ball a little left, then I'm just going to factor that in and play the round as it goes and see if that's the case. Or if I'm hitting a little right, that's what I'm taking to the course. So going to the range for me is different. If I'm going to work on a swing change or swing mechanics, I'm not expecting to hit the ball amazing, and that's important. So you actually, stay focused and work on what you need to work on. If it's just a warm-up session, just warm up. However you're hitting the ball is however you're going to hit it on the course. Don't overthink things and don't try and change things on the course. I think that's the number one thing a lot of people do, is they start trying to play with their swing on the course, and that's a recipe for disaster. But this was the club I really wanted to kind of work on, and it worked pretty well. I wanted to get my driver a little more consistent. That takeaway right there, that was a great shot. It just feels better off the face, more controllable. I'm more on balance, so that's a huge thing. So I hope you like this.